awards banquet of the Putnam County Film and Video Festival, and we had some wonderful films this year. Our first award is in the student film category, and it's for Romeo and Juliet by Vinnie Grippi, who was the director, and the advisor was Frank Rialli. Roll that clip, please.
Romeo, the hate I bear thee can afford. No better term than this, thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason I had to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage. You're such a greeting, villain of mine none. Therefore farewell, I see thou know'st me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries thou hast done me. Therefore, turn and draw.
I do protest, I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise. Till thou shalt know the reason of my love, and so good Capulet wouldst name my tenure as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission. Alice Ducata carries it away. Till you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives that I mean to make bold withal. And as you shall use me hereafter, drive eat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck your knife out of his pitcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be around your ears ere it be out.
I am for you.
Come, sir, you're passato.
Draw, Benvolio, beat down their weapons.
Okay, let's stop there. Is anybody here to accept the award? This is the award. It is an honorable mention in the youth category for Romeo and Juliet Act 3, Scene 1. Done like I've never seen it done before. So we'll set this aside. And right now we're going to briefly do something else. The Taconic Outdoor Education Center, this is the 3rd year that we've been here. And this place is the best. You're tasting the food, it's incredible. Nick Mastrantolo, the Culinary Institute of American chef, is the cook here. I found out about this place when I came to a party, and I said, wow, I've got to do a film festival here. It's just the best way to enjoy films with your popcorn and your beer and everything else. So we're real pleased at the deal they give us here. And they're just the most wonderful staff. So I'd like to invite them up. Come up, you guys. These are the guys who run the place. Come up here, like. And this, we just had to give them a community service award from Putnam Valley Arts, the Taconic Outdoor Education Center, and we're all really grateful. So grateful. I think there's nothing like this. The friendliness, the down-home atmosphere.
Coming back?
We will. Want to say anything on behalf of the staff there?
No, thank you very much for coming.
We love you, and we love your food, and we love how you run this place. It's just an asset to our county, and proud that it's in Putnam Valley, actually, geographically.
Enjoy.
Well, give them a hand. And experimental name. By Maggie Chestnut. Is Maggie here? I don't think so. All right, let's roll the film.
Screw the parents.
What?
It seems like the youth these days have more confidence and more drive to do what they want.
The strongest factor influencing kids to make choices about drugs and sex is that when you reach a certain age, you're programmed to break away from your parents. And the easiest way to do that is to do things that will piss your parents off. So the first thing, obviously, is to have sex, and the second thing is to somehow break the law or break the rules.
I'd say the majority of kids, especially now, don't agree with their parents.
It's sort of a primal relationship, isn't it? That teenagers are supposed to break away from their parents, and they're supposed to rebel. And at the same time, parents are still supposed to guide them and provide support and love them in spite of all that.
Pause here. As an honorable mention, student category. It's really great to see some youth awards this year, because we really like youth to get into filmmaking. Now that it's gotten really so inexpensive to just take out a camera, get on somebody's editing system, it's a great thing to see. These are the people who are going to make the films that you're going to want to watch on your TV, because I know you're all flipping through those channels right now all the time. Okay, let's set this aside. Okay, our next award is an honorable mention for public service announcement. Mike Blumen for Frank Rialli. I don't think Frank is here. Go ahead and roll that clip. Mike Blumen.
scared, but not scared sober. He's too high to realize what to do. Instead of calling the police, he just screams at you. A passerby is taking a run. He happens to see you and calls 911. By the time the medics come, you've long passed out. You're still alive inside, and you want to shout. But there's nothing coming out of your mouth but foam. You're in critical condition when they call home. Your son is in the hospital, and he's very unstable. We would like you to be here. Come as soon as you're able. We are very sorry, but your son is dead. The heroin and crack went straight to his head. People are questioned, and investigations are made. Why is this boy in the deathbed being laid? The joint is found, and then inspected. It was laced with too much, as had been suspected. You can't die from pot, that is true. But everyone else is alive, and look at you. Will it really kill you, just one joint? Maybe not. But if it did, will you get the point? You're not invincible, you're a human. It can happen to you, not just Mike Blumen.
Very nice. And our next award is the Putnam Youth Award for what you're about to see. The Putnam Valley Middle School Blood Drive made by Ian Cummings. We'll have him up here in a minute. Roll it.
Good evening, and I'm here with, this is the 6 o'clock news, and I'm here with Sam Shepard from the Hudson Valley Blood Services with some shocking information about blood and blood donations. Hi, I'm Sam Shepard from the Hudson Valley Blood Services. You know, it's so sad that not enough people know what a good thing it is to donate blood. You know, you can save 5 lives by donating 1 pint of blood. And you know that only 2% of people, of the population of the U.S. donate blood, and eventually 75% of you people will need blood, right? It's amazing. Wow, that is amazing. That's a really cool fact, Sam. It is amazing, yep.
Enjoy your man. Congratulations. Tell them, for those who weren't here earlier today, tell them how much it cost you to make this film.
About $8. That's pretty much it.
And the sheets and all of that stuff.
And my brother yelling at me for using his textbook to prop the camera with tape.
Very good. Well, congratulations. I think it was a very effective stuff. Thank you. I need to change my battery? Okay, all right, fine. All right, the next is Peers Influence Peers 9. This is a yearly documentary that is made by Frank Reale, and he was the producer on this. And let's run it. It's a public service program.
Hey, Beck. I heard you were feeling kind of down, so I decided to call you. You know, if you ever need anything, I want to be here for you. I want to cry with you. I want to fight for you. I want to be right by your side. Everything a friend's supposed to do, because you're like a sister to me. So when you get this message, give me a call back.
And this is the Putnam County Service Award, Peers Influence Peers Partnership 9, and producer Frank Reale. And accepting the award, what's your name? Come up here, don't be afraid. Julie Lynn, and
Meg Chestnut.
And did you work on it before?
Yeah, we both did.
I didn't know you were in the room before.
Yeah, we are. We can
Oh yeah, here we go.
and we can also accept
Very good. And how about this one? Romeo and Juliet? Anything good? Send you home. Thank you very much. Give him a hand. Lots of other folks helped with that program too, so that's really fun. All right, now we're going to switch gears to a cable talk show. and it's history of the West Point Foundry and the Putnam Valley iron mines. And this was co-produced by Marie Zarconi and Roll That Cliff.
They were spelunking, they were, exploring, they found it how interesting, and they had to be rescued after many, many hours by, I think, our fire department, right?
Yeah.
So it's very dangerous, definitely.
Well, the Denny mines, and that was a family mine, really, that was operated. It's very near where the Appalachian Trail goes between Sunk Mine Road and before it gets to Dennytown Road. And that was actually a whole community. I mean, there was the school. You can see the foundations of the school at the corner of Dennytown Road and Indian Brook Road, formerly Stowe Road.
Okay, right.
And you can see the foundation of the school, and that foundation is not bigger than from that window to this window and not any wider. And you look at the school records, which we have in the county archives of that school, and 100 children were entitled to go to that school.
Wow, that's a lot.
Because most of them were working in the mines.
Where the Taconic Outdoor Center is now.
Well, that's further down on Indian Brook. Yeah.
And here we are. This is the Putnam Historical Preservation Award for Plain Talk, starring the West Point Foundry and the Putnam Valley Iron Mines. And we thank you for bringing a lot of Mr. You and Kate Lucarello produced this program. Stan Graham do a lot of work on this. And it's been said you have the most famous living room in Putnam Valley.
I think we have the most famous living room in Putnam Valley, but I just also would like to thank Sam Oliverio, legislator Sam Oliverio, who sponsored this show, and he's been a very great supporter of Plain Talk, and I want to thank him personally. Thank you.
Okay, congratulations, Marie. We got co-friends Sam and Sally. They really fed off each other. They really know a lot about local history. Now we're going to switch gears once again to science fiction. And this award is for Cold Storage, The Kansai Chronicles. And Robert M. DeBellis. Roll that clip, please.
We know some people are missing.
It has that kind of almost, English science fiction feel. Have you been told that?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah. And this is part of a series?
Yes, it's ongoing series.
Good luck with it, and you're really on your way.
Thank you.
Give me a hand. Science fiction. I love science fiction. It's a very, very difficult genre. As you saw, pretty interesting props and stuff. Next, we have the horror category. And a big horror following here thing now. Our first one is Coulrophobia, which is a horror short film by Kirk S. Pataniotis. Is he here, by the way? Oh, yeah, come on up and roll that clip.
All right, I'm coming. All right, knock it off.
honorable mention. There you go. Is this your first film?
Yeah, second, but
What was your first one?
we entered the accident as well.
Very good, very good. Congratulations. Yeah, don't. The next film in the horror category, no horror short, Swordsman. Richard T. Saraceno, writer, producer, editor, actor, and cinematographer.
I made a mistake 7 years ago. One that I never intended to make. One that I never want to see happen.
Roy, quick, dial 911.
Oh my God! Ah! What's up?
Our next award is, you just heard it, for The Accident. It's a horror short by Adam Rittick. And roll that clip. The Accident, Adam Rittick. Congratulations. What's your first one?
Yes, it is. Me and Kirk collaborated on this one. It was the first one we just filmed in one day. We got it off and it's resulted.
Thank you. Well, good moralistic tale in a not Sterling tradition, yeah? Okay. Our next, yes, our next film is Hair of the Dog, and Terry Wickham is the director, Timothy David Clark, the writer, producer, and Sean again, director of photography and executive producer. They can come up, please. And it's Manta Ray Pictures. Roll that clip. Okay, there we go. And this is a certificate of merit, horror short. This was really, really good. By the way, when we have multiple recipients, we put extra certificates in there so you can feel them out. So it's 3 people sharing this award. Congratulations.
I'd like to just say a few words about, I guess the filmmaking process, as everyone knows, is very collaborative. There's a lot of people involved with this, and I just want to thank all of them that aren't here. I guess if they maybe see this tape later, they'll maybe say, wow, that Tim's a nice guy for thinking of us. But also, I think that this format, this atmosphere here is very conducive to budding filmmakers, and I really appreciate what Putnam County's done. And I hope that this festival gets bigger and bigger, year after year, because I think it's a great, venue for people to, come out and get noticed. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. We do hope it does grow. We are growing every year, and actually next year you can submit even if you don't live in New York State. We've gotten to the point where we have people interested in the festival from even California want to submit. So after this year, the borders are erased, and we'll be accepting films from anywhere. So this way, people from New Jersey, Connecticut, we don't care anymore. We're getting bigger and bigger, and we love you all. Okay, our next film is 7734. Is Jennifer Marshall? Yeah, this is a narrative, and we'll just roll the clip first.
What the hell?
Seven 734. Certificate of Merit, the director, Jennifer Marshall, and the company's Jaden Films, the liability company. Congratulations. You'd like to say a word? Oh, you got to tell them what 7734 with a secret code.
Okay. If you spin the number 7734 upside down, it spells out hell. Hence horrible. So.
And it was a spooky one, and we liked it. Congratulations. Our next film is actually our cameraman has submitted. This is called The Tenement. This is a feature-length horror picture by Glenn Daisley, who's the writer, director, and producer of this work, Light and Dark Directions. Let's roll the clip.
How are you, TTA? What can I do for you?
How you doing? I need to place an order for a dozen roses.
A dozen roses. Sure. What color would you like?
Black.
Black?
Yeah, black.
And charge it to Mr. Corman's account. Corman Productions. Winston Corman?
Winston Corman! Wow! I have seen all of Mr. Corman's movies.
We gotta show you the door over there. You're eating, so we take it light. Good kind of here, Glenn. And this gets the Achievement Award for Feature Horror. Congratulations, Glenn, for The Tenement. 4 stories, 4 lives forever changed. Want to talk a little bit about this?
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to be a part of the festival, happy to be a part of Putnam County, Putnam Valley Arts actually now. They've kind of just become even more involved with it, and I think it's terrific. One of the things I wanted to mention now is that Marianne and I also joined, in fact it's the anniversary, the 3rd anniversary with this festival, Mid-Hudson Film and Artists Group. It's a group that meets the second Thursday of every month. And it's basically for like minds, professionals to get together, discuss, exchange ideas, whether you're an artist, a filmmaker, musician. It's all part of the filmmaking process. I'm really happy to be a part of this. You saw the clip that I was in there, and they say, never put yourself in your own movie. It was never planned to be, but you know. But we'll see how it turns out. I'm happy to say too that as of, I think 2 weeks from now, we're going to be in the world's biggest horror magazine, which is called Fangorted Magazine, so I got lucky enough to get into there. So if you guys are horror fans out there, make sure you catch the issue and check it out.
What was the budget of this film?
clocks in slightly over 30,000.
But that's a feature-length film, and all done with little DV cameras, right?
Digital video, yeah.
And what did you edit on?
Adobe Premiere on a PC.
There you go. Congratulations, Glenn. Hard work. It's really great to see filmmakers improve so much every year. I mean, Glenn's editing is getting really, really fantastic. By the way, the Mid-Hudson Artists Group, that meets at the VFW Hall, and it's absolutely free. It's like therapy for us people trying to say, how am I going to make this picture?
Pick
How am
up
I
a
gonna
flyer
write this
outside.
song? Yeah, okay. Next is the experimental group, and the first is Wedding Nigun for Baruch and Manuka by Neil Needleman. He's the creator, does it all. All right, roll. Wedding Nigun for Baruch and Manuka. Beautiful wedding. It's meant to be signed. And Neil Needleman couldn't be here, but we have this honorable mention award for him that we sent him. Next, we have Araka Lakana by producer Anne McGowan. This is also an experimental film. Anne's here? Come on up.
I think she left.
I roll that clip.
Y la hacemos, sin problema. Y que después trabajen primero que nada.
So we'll set this aside for Emma Gowan, who's honorable mention experimental. Next, we have honorable mention for narrative, Alphabet of the Dead. Words and music by Mary Crescenzo, and video and editing by Steve Worthy. Are they in the audience? They want to come up.
The Alphabet of the Dead, 2002, September 11th. And the wind rose to kiss their lips, and the dust rose and whirled around them, and touched their shoulders and brushed their cheeks. And the wind swirled to stroke their foreheads and wipe their tears. And they walked into the open-air mausoleum, and the names read became a poem, and the names became a chant, and the names became a prayer. And the dust blew in their eyes, and the dust blew into their mouths, and dust blew onto their tongues and into the crevices of ears, and spoke like no speech could ever speak. And a circle of honor was set, a ring in the center of the open grave, like a hole in the earth, like a place of resurrection, like an empty circus ring.
Alphabet of the Dead. Congratulations. congratulations. Want to say a few words here?
Thank you so much. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Mid-Hudson Film.
That's right. This is the second film group I'm involved with. I'm also involved with our friends at the Westchester Film Group. And I just want to... Yes, I'm also involved with the Oscar Arts Council, former president. We have a project there called Moondance Institute. It's sort of a working title. And what it is there's a 39-acre property there that we're hoping to develop and invite filmmakers to use the site and its various, natural landscapes to practice the art of filmmaking and all its, varieties of whether it's lighting or sound or costuming or makeup. There's many, many different crafts and many skills involved in doing that. And so this is a great opportunity, I think, for folks to see films. It may not even, ever make it to network TV, but you get the process. You get to see the finished product. Hopefully at Moondance you'll see the work behind the scenes that goes into it, because I think that's an important thing to understand the persistence that's involved, the amount of money, amount of time and commitment to do a film, no matter how short. There's a lot personally invested, and we all are very vulnerable when we share our work. We hope you enjoy it using the tools that we have. And Marianne is very, very instrumental with Glenn in fostering all this.
Well, we appreciate this. Was very well received. Everybody loved it. And thank you for bringing us to the festival.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. We'll do it again next year, and have some flyers in the back, some contact information, and some videotapes of this Moondance Institute for anyone that would like it. So just see Marianne and Glenn, and I'll make sure you get one.
That's very cool. Thank you, Steve.
Thank
Steve, next, we have another experimental 9/11 piece, and that's by Jeep Johnson, the director, producer, and editor, Signature Productions. Roll like that.
I chant for the dead. For those in battle.
Piece gets an achievement award for experimental. Jeep Johnson couldn't be here. It's his birthday. He's been at a party from by Greer Christmas, Signature Productions. We will set this aside. We're very happy to get this. So that's 9/11 piece. And we're doing another one by Jeep. This is When Is My Time Up? Also experimental. Roll clip.
When is my time up? 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 When is my time? When is my time up? 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 When is my time up?
And that is Jeep Johnson as a little boy, and you get to see him until older now. He's kind of my age. And happy birthday, Jeep. Certificate of Merit Experimental. When is my time up? We hope not for a very, very long time. Next one is also by Jeep Johnson. We grouped them together. This one is Still Running, Into the Woods, My Path, a trilogy of experimental films at the same time by Jeep Johnson. Roll clip, please.
Still running from death. Still running.
Still Running, Into Woods, My Path. They're each 2 minutes long. Jeep Johnson, and we thank him for giving us these films to show. We really appreciate it. The next is a new category. I'm sorry, this is still experimental form. The next is Electric Vertebrae by David Childress, who is the director, writer, and producer. And this is an experimental film. Roll, please. This gets, I'll wait to see it, Best of Fest, experimental form, Electric Vertebrae, director, writer, producer, David Childress. Congratulations. You gotta tell them all.
21, just graduated from RIT upstate last May. I have horrible stage fright, so if anyone has any comments or questions later, I'll be here till the end of the night. So thank you very much.
You have a very bright future. The way you composite the live action and the animation, what gave you these ideas?
It's all up here. All things I've seen, unfortunately, fortunately. But yeah, I love computer animation, and I've been working with it for years, and gotten to the point where it's starting to actually represent the images that I have in my head. So.
Well, I just got to tell you, you have an exceptional vision, and the reason we didn't give you a student award is because it kind of like makes no matter. You know, you're like so way beyond being a student that we just gave you a rating.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. That was very good. The next is industrial category. An industrial film, for people who never heard the term, is something made within the industry. So it's shown to other people in the industry. And this one is an art installation by Jeep Johnson called Location Intersection. We roll that film.
Rubble is information.
Location Intersection. Director, producer, and signature productions. And Jeep, by the way, he's a master of what they call Adobe After Effects, all that layering and stuff. these programs is just amazing what you can do. And I believe he works on the Media 100 system, if that means anything to any of you. But he's a wonderful editor. Next is another industrial film called 9/11 in Memoriam. And this was done for a group of doctors, so it's within their own industry, the medical profession. 9/11 in Memoriam on the film.
When I first learned about the tragedy of September 11th, it was a kaleidoscope of emotions. Shock, grief, anger, fear. There was an overriding sense of quiet. I think we all felt very vulnerable at the time. People had the feeling that they wanted to be surrounded by their loved ones.
TCT had started about 48 minutes earlier, and my first concern was for the people that were attending the meeting. Our exhibit hall was actually turned into a makeshift fire station. It was a very surreal experience and something I don't think I'll ever forget.
9/11 in Memoriam. And I know there's producer and editor Michael Suden and director and editor Diana Ritter of Flying Dreams. Oh, you're here? Oh, come here. Goodness, you made it. You made it. Oh, I'm so glad you did it. Congratulations. I'll say a few words.
This is the, we ended up, we're in the middle of doing a piece for the doctors. They have a convention every year, and their convention was called off. It was going on in Washington, and so they ended up doing this piece the next year to get their feelings out of what happened.
It seems like just now people are processing symptoms.
Yeah, I think it's still got a ways to go, but people are working things out.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that there were like no 9/11 films last year. People were just too numb, you know. But this year we have a bunch of really nice films that address little bits of it, each one in their own way. And this one was just terrific. Everybody loved it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Oh, and what's your name? Alex. This your daddy?
What?
This is your dad?
Yeah.
Do you want to be a filmmaker too?
I don't know.
He was also there at the editing of both films that we did for these times.
So you were the assistant editor?
There was.
Not bad. Next category is music video, and this is called City Lights by Paula Zimmerman Taylor. And roll the clip. Paula's here. Very beautiful. Mention the music video. It's actually an experimental film too. We had one of those films top to categorize. Paula Zimmerman, producer, director, editor. You want to tell them where this was shot?
This was shot on 42nd Street, Times Square, between 8th and 9th Avenue. And I'd like to say that it was also a tribute to the vitality of New York after 9/11, although it was shot before 9/11. And I'd like to also dedicate this to my friend who wrote the music. His name is Tom Monty, and he's actually blind from birth.
Really? Oh, well, you know, the music was beautiful. Tell them that we love the music too, and the images went perfectly with it. Congratulations. And it's Josiah Enterprises, that's her company. Next, we have the narrative short category. We have Snapshots by Rachel Saltzman, producer, writer, director, DP, and editor. Rebecca. Director, DP, writer, and editor. And Rachel was here for the Q&A, but I guess she's not here tonight, so let's set this aside. And as we put this aside, go ahead, Ringo. Our next film is Spot, and it is a narrative short by Caroline Treadwell, producer, director, from Trapezium. We'll roll the clip, and Caroline's here, come on up.
Get a life! You need to wake up, man! Get it together! Let's jump on this thing!
Shane, the clients are here.
Where's Sean?
Shane.
Right. We're changing directions on the piece.
On the advertising agency. Those of us who've been there, Spot, Caroline Treadwell, producer director from Trapezium. I will mention narrative short. Next, I know the filmmaker isn't here. It's Christopher Delia of Dobre Films. I think Bob Tendy is in the room now, if he could come up. This film is called Stranger in Prague, and it's a narrative short. Roll the film, please. And Bob Tendy, come on up.
I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced in worn-out shoes.
Stranger in Prague. It was a strange stranger indeed. This is a certificate narrative short for producer-director Christopher Delia of Dobre Films, and Bob will give that to him. And let me just say something.
This was filmed on location in Prague. The entire film was filmed, edited, and put together as a product in 12 hours. And if you remember the name Christopher Delia and Dobre Films, you remember within, I'd say 5 to 10 years, this kid is really talented. And I remember when he was born, he was the size of your hand. And there was a big hotshot. He's shooting somewhere in California right now. I'm very proud of him. Thanks.
Yeah, actually, he was in the Film Fest last year. I can remember at $20, which was a riot. And actually, as long as I have it up here, I want to talk a little about Bob Tendy is a member of Putnam Valley Arts. He's our town board liaison, and he'll be running our next Putnam Valley Arts event, which is Harvest Festival. I want to say,
November 16th, Harvest Festival at the CYO on Peekskill Hollow Road. The times are almost certainly 2 to 5, maybe 1 to 4, but probably 2 to 5. Lots of local musicians. We all have a great time, big roaring fire. Everybody has a blast, so you can come down and do whatever you want to do. It's a great day. By the way, does everyone know how the Yankees are doing? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Harvest Fest is a great event. It's, I guess it's the 4th or 5th year we're doing Harvest Fest, and it's a great musical entertainment. So to see it at Harvest Fest. For information, go to www.putnamvalleyarts.com to see last year's Harvest Fest and info on the new one. Okay, next narrative short is Crossing by Ricardo Costa of Blitz Entertainment, Inc. Roll that clip.
I'll be back. All right, man. It's good to see you.
I have to tell you something.
What?
Very spooky film, very nicely done. Please go around for Crossing, director Ricardo Costa, Blitz Entertainment, Inc., and we'll give this to him. The other film fooled our cure because she only has 6 seconds of black in between each clip, so kind of stranger fooled her there. Okay, the next film is Dystopia, which is also a narrative short by Stephen Nazarawi. He was the producer, director, editor, and writer from Unicorn Pictures. If he's here, come on up and roll that clip.
Just shut your eyes and count to 7. And when you wake, you'll be in heaven.
Short for Stephen Nazarawi, Unicorn Pictures. I'll set that aside for him. Our next film is The Halocline, if I'm saying that right. Writer, director D.C. Barnes, and graphics supervisor Kevin Wade of Scotophile Productions. And roll at The Halocline. This is D.C. Barnes, writer and director, accepting the award. I'll say something that's a beautiful film. Tell us a little bit about it.
It's just a short movie about being blind, I guess, and regaining your sight.
It was very beautiful. That was shot in...
So 60mm wind-up Bolex.
I remember those. Yeah, they're still popular for music videos. They hold their value, those old Bolex,
Yes, it's very instrumental.
Well, it's very beautiful, all the montages you had and everything. We enjoyed it very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing it to the festival. It's a pretty good one. Next, we have another narrative. This one is sort of in a different vein. It's a little less serious. It's called If Spielberg Made a Snuff Film. And this is what it would be. And this would be how it was made by Todd McCammon and Linda K. Maroney of Low to the Ground Productions. If they're there, here, come on up. Roll the clip.
Okay, people, we're going to start collecting your index cards. Got a staple of your Polaroids. Now listen up. Make sure we get your name, address, phone number, height, weight, date of birth, blood type, and next of kin. Yes. What if you don't have it? Leave it blank. Okay? That's a plus. I'm a casting director. It's my job to fill all the roles on the film with actors and actresses. As I'm sure you're aware, this is going to be a snuff film, which makes my job that much more difficult. It means there will be snuffers and snuffies, and you'll be asking for both. Between you and me, I've been getting a lot of calls from agents trying to dump their old or unproductive clients. Most of them, if they're in the union, say they don't need this. Today we're going to be casting snuffies. Snuffers are easy to come by, but a good victim is really hard to find. Alright, man, I'm looking forward to doing stuff by you. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Kind of spray the deck here with your resident. So you're looking at a lot of blood, right? A lot of blood. You're going to go over the side. Up and over. Over this, yeah. Oh, okay. But that sounds good. This is going to be a beautiful man. Well, how would you do that?
We acquired this great script, Flesh Dissected, by Kevin Smith. We're having a hard time convincing Chevy to sign on.
Yeah, the memorials for the actors, moments of silence, and all that kind of cool stuff. Certificate of Merit, narrative short, where If Spielberg Made a Snuff Film. From co-director, co-producer Todd McCammon and Linda K. Maroney of Low to the Ground Productions. And thank you for bringing us. This is very fun. Next, we have The Best Thanksgiving Ever by writer, director, producer Jim Burnfield. And it speaks for itself. Both of them. Here we go.
Mom, he's in my seat. To the kitty table, young man.
Mom, I'm not a kid anymore. When Alyssa was my age, she got to sit at the grown-up table.
Mind your mother.
This Thanksgiving, we thank God for so much. For this food, for family, and most important, the grace of God that the pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock. Instead of Plymouth Rock landing on them.
Shut up! Amen.
Cheers.
Cheers.
God bless us all, each and every one.
The girl finds him, and it becomes the best Thanksgiving ever. Writer, director, producer Jim Burnfield. And but this is it was very cute. Next is An Alternate Reality by producer Robert Bruzio of The Overstuff. And roll clip.
This is my brother Jimmy. He died in Korea, the forgotten war. But I never forgot. The army says he died a coward. Less than honorable circumstances, they said. But it's a lie. army could only take one brother, and I ran, so he went instead. And now my brother's gone. The army says he died a coward. It's a lie. It's a fucking lie. I know it's a lie.
Who are you? What are you doing here? God, you're supposed to be here.
I want to help you, Jimmy Bestone.
Hey, you know my name?
Jimmy, I'm sorry. I did a terrible thing.
What'd you do?
Nothing. Now, please, let's go back. The bunk.
Who are you, old man?
An alternate reality. Is our John here? Oh, Putnam. Another film and kind of the, what if you could go back in time and change things? Wait, speak a little bit.
It's a film that, it's a narrative short. It deals with the angst of a brother who wishes he could go back and change what his younger brother may have been labeled as in war. I'd like to thank my partner, Richie Lee, who's right here. And come on, Bridget. And also I'd like to thank filmmaker Robert Celestino and partner Brian Spine, who've all been a part of this making our film.
Thank you. It's really beautiful. And yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now tell them, for the people who can't remember the actor's name.
Oh, that is Burt Young, mostly known from Rocky.
Congratulations. Best of best, narrative short, and alternate reality. Thank you.
Thank you for having us at the festival. Thank you.
Our pleasure. Just you and all the guys down at B. Harris, too. Okay. Yeah, B. Harris is in Pleasantville, right? Mount Vernon, excuse me. Been a while since I've been here. Next is the narrative feature category, and the first film is Soliloquy, a narrative feature by Jacques Zanetti, who's the writer, director, and producer in Inside and Out Film Company. Let's roll Soliloquy.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That is where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow, why then, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh why can't
This is Achievement Award, narrative feature, Jacques Sinet.
Thank you very much. Thank you. If I participate to that festival, I'm very happy.
You know, your film is so beautiful, so technically beautiful. And how long an effort was this? Excuse me? How long did it take to make this film?
We shot in 4 weeks, but it took a long time to edit and to put it together. But it was, it took 4 weeks to shoot and a few months to edit and use the sound and all the music. And so.
Explain what it was about.
Well, it's about, actually it's a very heavy subject. It's about incest. The woman, after many, many years of being victim of incest, remember, because she's confronted to her solitude, and she remembers, she never forgot, but it re-emerged in herself, and it stops her from doing anything. Then little by little, the story overwhelms her, and then she has to let it out. She chooses to tell it to her daughter, and that's the way it is. And it frees herself.
And she's an opera singer.
She's an opera singer, and she's here actually. The actress is here. Come, Diane. Come. She's gonna speak better English than I do.
That's okay. What a wonderful performance. And I was marking to Jacques the sound. You come up in the light, kind of face this way so you can get your face. Wonderful performance.
Thank you very much.
Did you like working with Jacques?
Yeah. I've known Jacques for many years. We're like best friends, and yeah, I like working with him.
And you sing professional?
Not professionally, just in my sort of free time.
Well, you came off beautifully, and I just figured you were an opera singer because you were just so good.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this.
Congratulations once again to Jacques. And what was your name again?
Diane Dea.
Beautiful film. The next feature film is Delayed by Charles Ricciardi, who's a writer, producer, and director from Torino Pictures. And he's here, come on up, and we'll roll that clip.
Hold it, mister! What the hell? What do you want? Well, that sounds like an intentional hit and run.
Well, how are we gonna catch him?
Now, sweetheart, that's our job.
That farm is 12 acres of headache that she doesn't want.
That's right, she doesn't want it, she needs it.
You don't even know how to take care of yourself, let alone others.
It's not even 10 a.m. and already you're getting drunk. I'm thirsty. It's hot up here.
It's October.
You could have told me. Did I come all this way to fix your truck?
People like you think you're better than everyone else, you self-righteous bitch.
Son, I need you to relax real quick for me.
Oh my God! That's him! That's the killer!
Writer, producer, Torino Pictures. Terrific. Well, you know, I gotta tell you, people find this film so engaging, they couldn't tear themselves away. You know, even you're making noise, you're pushing them out of it, they really get engaged. Want to explain the storyline?
Sure. Well, I mean, that's a wonderful compliment. Thank you for that. So, this is, what's the question?
What is my question? Just give a little synopsis, a quick synopsis.
Sure. Basically, The Delayed is a story of a guy who's let a lot of people down in his life, a truck driver, never really taking responsibility for the things he does. And he winds up, during a delivery, accidentally hitting a woman, hiding on a farm, trying to evade the police, and get away with this as he gets away with everything. And as the story goes on, he gets relationships with the people in the town, and he kind of comes to grips with what he does. So it's a bit of like a it is a morality story, and it was a lot of work. And we filmed in this area. That's why it's so great to be here, because we had an incredible experience filming the Wappingers Falls and Poughkeepsie and all along 9. So thank you.
Excellent. Give him a hand for Delayed. And next, we have 4 Deadly Reasons by Paul Borghese, who's the director, and he's also an actor with Independent Images, Inc. And I don't know is Paul Cicero here? If you're here, come on up. And let's roll the clip in the meantime.
1-800-255-5000 now. In the up direction.
I recognize you now. You're Gary the Grappler. Yeah, you're grappling Gary Gaetano. He used to be a pro wrestler.
Grappling Gary Gaetano. This guy was as strong as an ox. But he had a soft spot for kids.
Look at that over here.
The feds never could figure out how he got mixed up with this crew. He was like a big kid himself. He was more like a friendly clown with biceps than a hardened criminal.
Must be loaded.
After 12 years on the road, all I got to show for it is 3 divorces, 41 stitches, 18 broken bones, and arthritic knees and ankles. Oh yeah, I lost a testicle in a match outside of Herkimer. Ouch.
I guess Paul Cicero, who's couldn't make it here tonight, but this film, which is going to be screened shortly after the ceremony's end, is wonderful, and we hope it goes really far. It was fantastic. Best of Best narrative feature, 4 Deadly Reasons, director, producer Paul Borghese, Independent Images, Inc. And we thank you for that. Next is a documentary category, and this is a documentary short by Jeep Johnson, who's the producer, director, and editor. It's called Glass. Roll the clip.
Hot enough. Let's make some glass.
The idea that you plan your piece and you organize, but there's also this sort of spontaneous creative thing that goes on while you're making the glass, because the glass has its own life in a way. You know, you're trying to shape it. Probably you have like 3-4 minutes to work with your glass before it cools down and you no longer can shape it.
Clear, Richard, we're going up. Let's go ahead. Clear. Let's go. We're going to go up a little hot. Come on, baby.
That is Glass. Best of Best documentary short. Jeep Johnson, director, producer, editor. And happy birthday to Jeep when you see this. So he's having a big party. It happens to be his birthday. Yeah. Anyway, you'll be seeing this film right after, immediately after the ceremonies. And he's a wonderful artist. Actually works out of Poughkeepsie, very involved in nonprofits and art in the Poughkeepsie area. Works at our firehouse. And that was shot in Urban Glass in Brooklyn. And we'll set that aside for Jeep. Next is a mixed form. This is a little bit of documentary, a little bit of narrative. It's called Lucy at the Circus. It's by producer-director Michael Putnam and director-editor Diana Ritter of Flying Dreams, Inc. And roll that clip, and Michael, you could come on up. That's a Keep It Award mixed format. So we invent our own awards here because we have to. And congratulations. Talk a little bit about making this film.
It was done with ITVS. It started out as a documentary and turned into a documentary dramatic fantasy, which, if you haven't seen it, it's basically about Lucy, who's the star, gets talked to by the animals in the performances, and she's called on stage. She performs in the act, and then she goes behind the screen, and finds out just how hard it is to work in the circus and what circus life is about. Which is the one thing, the most important thing about this film is that whenever you're tired and you think you put in a tough day, the guys on this circus. We're talking at least 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they just, whether they're traveling, putting up the tent, tearing it down, it was pretty impressive.
Is that like getting more and more rare, the one-ring circus? Is this kind of a little bit of American?
It's getting very rare, and just the fact that the one thing that these guys had, I mean, we're talking about a small circus that traveled through Pennsylvania and New Jersey, a couple other states, that basically, I think 12 to 16 people did everything. From putting up the tent to taking it down to performing. Everybody was doing 3 or 4 acts. It was pretty impressive.
They live with the animals.
And they live with the animals, which is also another issue that they deal with all the time.
No vacation when you do that. No vacations when you live with the animals. You can't just say, okay, you 10 dogs, you take care of yourself. But anyway, thank you very much for bringing the film. It was excellent and much enjoyed. Yeah, congratulations. And I assume that your assistant editor helped you on that one too. And our last award is in the feature-length documentary category. And this is called The Animated Century by Adam Snyder, writer, producer, and director from Rembrandt Films. And if Adam's here, come on up. I hope he is. Roll that film.
do we begin? It's a huge story. 100 years of animation in 100 minutes. So much to say, so much to cover, so many animated films to watch.
There you go. That's the feature documentary, An Animated Century. And make sure this gets to Adam Snyder. It was wonderful. Actually, great. Mike Sudman accepted.
If you want to see over 116 cartoons, or 160 cartoons in 92 minutes, that's the thing to see. And it's the best piece on animation that I've seen in a long time.
It's really funny.
It is funny, and you learn a lot. I mean, I thought I knew a lot about animation. I went to film school and all of this, and wow, I saw some that I recognized, but many that I had no idea. Did you just take a lot of research?
You're talking about, it took Adam, I think, about somewhere 4 to 5 years working on it with a co-director. We have, it's, again, over 160 films from over 26 countries. And as an American who's grown up with Saturday afternoon cartoons, there's a lot more being done in animation, and there has been for the last 100 years than I was even aware of in terms of the different techniques. And this not only talks about them, but it also gives demonstrations of just how they're done.
Yeah, gave me some good ideas. I tell you, I think this is, just to call it, best of best, it's really a masterwork. This film is really so unusual, and so just so happy that it was made. Don't you feel the same way?
Once it was on TV.
Yes, it just started running just before the festival, I think.
Yeah, on Bravo. And it did get a little review from somebody in the Voice who put a blurb on it, and, along with the new shows premiering for the season. And they said that it was too many cartoons, a lot of information in a very short time. And they said, too bad, it should have been a 10-part series, which is what it started out as, but nobody had the money for a 10-part series.
Well, I can tell you, everybody who I watched it were riveted. They couldn't take their eyes off. I mean, when it screened here, nobody left the room for a minute. They were afraid they would miss something that they didn't know. And extremely engaging. Well, thank Adam for us very much.
And after I have worked on a number of longer pieces in my career, and I'll tell you, this one was the most watchable in terms of being the editor, working months on something that you could always, even at the end, as I was outputting them to different masters and stuff, there were still things you saw for the first time.
Excellent. Thank you very much. The Animated Century. Well, those are the awards. Now, I understand we have some delicious cake and stuff outside, which you can continue to have. We thank you all for coming to our awards ceremony, and we have a record crowd here. And give these filmmakers a big hand. The Putnam County Film and Video Festival. Every year, this same weekend, right around this time. Our next film will be Glass, which will run in just a moment. Thank you for supporting the arts in Putnam County. Thank you all.